Hello and welcome to the Filmageddon podcast. That is right, 2 weeks in a row. Can you believe it? My name is Frank Soldato, aka the Quiz Master for you people who still remember the Filmageddon film quiz. And of course, I am joined by my two Quizlings of the month. And, well, you know, beyond just the month, they've always been around. But it is Adam Grundy and Blair Tracy. Hello, gentlemen. Good day to you both.
Hello, Frank. Hello, Blair. It's great to be back. Thanks for having me. It's been an exciting week. The feedback we've got for the last episode has been amazing. Thank you for everyone who listened. And obviously, biggest update as well. We're on Spotify now, so we can listen. You can listen to this podcast anywhere at any time, as long as it's on Spotify, iTunes, and one or two other places. But hello.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Mine's going to be a less... hello. I'm glad that everyone enjoyed the last one and that we got it out there and we're getting on the right track to actually, doing something consistently other than going to the pub. That's a good thing that we're doing this.
Do we get residuals from Spotify?
Oh,
Is that how?
No, not at all. I didn't get anything for doing. I didn't get anything for doing the Filmageddon quiz. But
I think you've gotten like a shirt or something at some point, right?
Life imitating art.
I think I've had one shirt, and it was the one that was like we were on the day.
And a hat. Yeah, at least I didn't even get a shirt. It's been like 4 years.
What about all those Spike Island badges?
Now, to be fair, I still do have the Spike Island bauble, which obviously for the
That's a rare item.
It is a rare item. I think it's because it was a keyring, and I was like, who the fuck would put this on their keys? It suits the Christmas tree because it's once a year. It reminds me of friends, times we've had in the past, creepy people that sometimes turn up at the quiz. But overall, good people, good people. Not some creepy. But then you see who's putting it on. We're all freaks down here. It's Todd Browning's Freaks.
That's why it reminds you of Christmas as well. It fits in so well because there's a lot of creepy people at Christmas.
It's a big time for creeps.
You're saying there's a lot of creepy people in Adam's family?
The Adams family? Yes, that's exactly the joke.
They're both creepy and they're kooky.
Mysterious.
Also a bit spooky?
That's true, but I mean... It's weird that, like, with the Adams family, they were able to do, like, a Thanksgiving film. That's kind of, like, a big challenge, isn't it? Like, well, they're clearly designed for Halloween. It's like, nah, Thanksgiving.
Well, I remember trying to, like, think of a concept to do, like, a Thanksgiving quiz once, and it was like, well, there's, like, 4 Thanksgiving films, and then a couple on the periphery. It would be almost impossible. You could barely do a round based on Thanksgiving films. But yeah, that's very good. I forgot that they're actually making a new Addams Family animated film as well. That brings up that bit of little film nugget news that was just sitting in my head, waiting to come out, burst from my loins, if you will.
Ooh.
Guys, it's been a while. It's been over a week, but not over 2 weeks, which is good.
That's the correct parameters to stay within, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, over a week since we last recorded. So just to quickly start us off, let's get a little update. What you been up to, Blair?
Oh, I can't disclose that information on account of my, government contacts. No,
because of the accusations.
No. They've all been, settled out of court. But no, I've just been doing the same old bullshit. Same old. Maybe the same day. Might not even have changed the day. I don't know because I didn't check.
Groundhog Day scenario.
Yes, happening. Groundhog Day 2, where... No, but it's been all right. It's been very warm. It's warm. That's all I've got.
It's too warm, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's too consistently warm. I don't mind it being warm, but whenever it's nighttime and it's still warm, that's stupid. I don't like what's happening with that.
Yeah, I blame the government. And also, I blame, in a sense, Adam, because he's so pro-government.
Oh, yeah.
On that note, Adam, what have you been up to with your pro-government activities
your rallies.
Since we last spoke?
Oh, just sort of taking back control. It's, Filmageddon means Filmageddon, and for me, it's all about... it's not about getting rid of people. It's about deciding our own fate as a quiz. What have I been doing? I've just been fucking. I just
been
work
fucking.
non-stop,
Nice.
just like, and it's just like
Non-stop.
non-stop,
Wet and wild.
wet and yeah, exactly. All the Disney theme parks.
Stop fucking.
Thunder
'Cause
Mountain.
it's so hot and sweaty. Oh my god, thrusting away.
There's just no ventilation, and I don't allow ventilation.
Because you're so thick.
Okay, well, maybe in the rear, but nothing. Just working, just like just watching telly all day, which is just drive me nuts. I'm even like, we're doing these podcasts again, and we're doing a lot more Filmageddon stuff, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get back into watching films. That was fun. And then then you go to work and you watch fucking telly. You watch Are You Being Served for the 100th time that month, and you're like, do I want to go home and watch anything? No. So nothing really. It's been a bit of a low week for me. Thanks for asking. What about you, Frank?
Yeah, it's been an interesting week, I'd say, for me. I went to a barbecue at the weekend, as people do during this time of year.
Where was my invite?
It wasn't what I would call your kind of people.
Where was Adam's invite?
It wasn't what I'd like to call Adam's kind of people. It's also what I wouldn't like to call my kind of people.
Oh.
It was a very interesting barbecue. It was nice. It was a different atmosphere than I'm normally accustomed to, and the people there were. We'll have a chat about that off air, I think.
What was it, like Deaf Kids or something?
They were all in the, funnily enough, in the film business to various certain extenses.
Spielberg.
I will say that apparently I was breaking bread with a Coppola of some kind.
Yeah, but that's fucking... I think I might have done that as well. There's so many of them.
Well, yeah, exactly. But who knows? Rubbing elbows with the people.
Should have got a bigger table.
Hey.
Okay, this guy. So I did that. I went to a little festival they had nearby my house.
Where do you live?
That's it. No, I'm not telling
What's the
anybody
address?
that ever. I'm not. Stop it. That's
Not
2
this
weeks in
again.
a row.
Not this
Stop
again.
trying to do it. It's not funny. People will know and come for me.
Yeah, probably.
They want my juices.
Ooh. Okay.
It's the only way that they can guarantee another quiz is if they steal my seed and clone me from it. Is that how you do it? Is that like that film The Sixth Day?
No, it's like it's like the film Twins, but they only have Danny DeVito come out.
Well, he is a Frank of some kind, isn't he?
Ah.
Oh yeah, that's true. You got a lot of famous. I don't know why I was gonna go with this. I was gonna be like, there's a lot of famous people called Frank, but who gives a shit? Let's just move on.
Let's move on, because you know what, you mentioned films. Well, you mentioned you were watching a lot of TV, but I wanted to get to what was the last film we all watched. Now, last week we all had a bit of trouble with this because we went with multiple films.
Yeah, you asked for 2 films, so
I never did that.
no, listen to it back.
Adam, so what was the last film you watched, and what did you think?
Well, the last film I watched, based off considering I've only watched one film this past week, I went to the cinema based off the glowing recommendations of Filmageddon. I went to go see the first Purge.
Now, is that the original Purge film in re-release?
Oh, no. It's the 4th film in the Purge series, and it is set all before the others, and we've spoke about it. I can't remember what happened in the last podcast really, but I remember you guys telling me that you had quite the rowdy cinema. K Quick and Road Dog getting rowdy, and I kind of thought, well, you know what, we're gonna go. We went and watched it during the. We watched Odeon's fucking Deluxe or Luxie or whatever the fuck it is, and we watched it in fucking Swiss Cottage. So there's like loads of fucking toffs around here, and then we watched it during the World Cup final because we were like, it's gonna be empty. Got in there, fucking someone sat in our seat, and we were like, oh, all right then, and that just leaves me.
It was the only other person in the cinema.
Room for one more. No, and so we were just like, we sat down, and then I couldn't see who it was, but just like halfway through, like people just like chatting, and to be fair, it's not a very good film at all, but and it's clearly like there's shots in it where the guy is either trying to be like fucking Die Hard because he's like he has his little tank top on at the end, and he's got his, spoilers, but he's got his little tank top at the end, and he's got all his guns. And I was like, he's just trying to be Die Hard in this. And then there was a bit where like with a blade, and I was like, this is trying to be the film Blade, because like there's a bit where it's like in the smoke. And he's like just cutting people, and I was like, I probably would
have enjoyed it more if it was trying to be like the film Blade
or Die Hard,
or Die Hard. But it did get a bit like the Raid in parts, didn't it? Like very. Yeah. Oh, he's going up. He's gonna hit it. Well,
he's going up these stairs and he's beating up people and killing them.
Yeah, it weren't very good.
It brings up. Did we see that before the last podcast? I thought we saw it after the last podcast.
I don't know, but it's funny that you mentioned that someone was sitting in your seat while. Whenever you went to see it, because people were sitting in our seats whenever we went to see it as well, which absolutely boggles my mind. Anytime that happens in a cinema, it's like, just fucking, it says on it, sit where it says.
Yeah, especially when it's like relatively crowded, like it was when we saw it.
Yeah, that does.
I mean, that was that the last film you saw as well, Blair? Or
no,
have you seen something before
I've seen other ones.
I see. I thought we could get the trifecta, Adam, because it was the last film I saw. So you know what? I'm gonna jump right in, so we don't come back to this.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What was the last film you saw, Frank?
Hey. I actually saw the original Purge on re-release in the cinema.
Hey. Oh wow, that's good then. That's
No, it was the first Purge as well, because I'm pretty sure we did the podcast and then saw that film the next day.
Oh.
So it still counts.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah.
I only tend to see a film a week, so you know. But yeah, it was. I don't think I liked it. I think I came out of the film and told Blair that the first thing was that I don't think I was its target demographic, and I sort of was expecting like a horror movie or something. But then I've never seen any of the Purge movies, so I don't know what the hell I was expecting.
You thought it was going to be more like The Strangers or something, or like the original Purge, like someone's trapped in a house.
Yeah, like something creepy. They're going to like knock on the door, like, let us in. Yeah. And you know what I was most disappointed about? And it was in the trailers, they show that guy wearing like the cool devil mask thing. That guy's not even, he's just in the movie at a party and then he runs away. He like waddles away because he's just overweight guy in a devil mask. And it's like, he's on the side of all the buses in London now, and he has nothing to do in the movie.
But I think as well, like when the first Purge was, you brought up is it Strangers, Blur?
Yeah, The Strangers.
Yeah, that the first Purge is very much The Strangers, and also like a little bit mixture of like funny games.
Now you mean 2018's The First Purge?
No, I mean Purge number 1.
Do you see how this could be confusing to people?
I do. It's that's very well done, and then I don't mind as well that this film was a complete different set in a different location, and the idea that like. How they did it, and I didn't even mind the whole like the idea of like race relations and stuff like that, and how it's like a massive white government like preying on sort of like inner city black population. I didn't mind that. I thought like, hey, you know what, they've done this all right, but the problem is that like, and I think the Purge 3 suffered from this, is that like it loves its own style so much that it hankers just to have like a cool shot. And actually, it's not that cool, and it's a little bit lame. The Purge 3 definitely had it, where it's like the epitome of in this film is, okay, you see 2 creepy old ladies. Ooh, okay, what are they about? And then it's like, oh, there's some bombs in an alleyway, and you're like, oh, did that do anything? No, they cackle, and then he runs off. And I was like, oh,
just gave that boy a fright. Did any of the other Purges have the light up eyes? Because I thought that was the only sort of cool thing in it.
No,
I don't think so. No.
No, because that's why. Because I mean, and again, that was kind of cool. It was a little bit different, and that part I didn't mind because it was like, okay, well, they don't need that for the other films because everybody basically embraces it. But it's actually for a big action film, it's boring. And like, there's a bit where like, especially towards the end, where like you've kind of built up this sort of serious nature, especially with like the main woman in it who's like trying to save her brother, or save her family and everything, like, save her community, and it built up this whole thing. And then they just reintroduce this other woman who's just like, damn, I thought that you were gonna get cut. Who's he? And I was like, don't. Why are you here now to ruin the last third act?
I purged my bowels.
No,
I quite like her.
I know, but
I know you did, but
it's fine at the start. That's fine at the start, and it's fine towards the middle, and maybe like the last sort of thing. But it doesn't end on a happy note. The film doesn't end on a happy note. None of these films are happy notes. And then to just have that kind of character come in with maybe 20 minutes to go and the crescendo of like a story, and it's just like, whoop, what am I doing? Oh, shut up, woman! Just
making a poop joke.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, I just pooped, and you're like, well, yeah. There's also like these massive racists at the door shooting all your friends and family as they walk fucking room to room. So yeah, I thought it was crap, if I'm honest. And did you?
I thought it'd be better. I
think if you wait until the fourth movie in the series to like,
I wanted to go in chronological order, you know.
but then yeah, because it's already obviously going to be like a played out premise. Fucking hell, tongue twister. But I actually, you know what? I didn't mind it. I thought it was since it's like the fourth part. I quite like how aware of itself it was. I guess if you've seen the other ones, you sort of know like it's always been sort of like the underclass or whatever are the ones. Well, there's like always people being hunted or whatever, but it's always sort of the same dynamic where they then have to go and save themselves. It can't not be the same thing because that's what the film idea is. Do you know what I mean? And like for the fourth one, I sort of liked how it was like an 80s film to me. It was sort of RoboCop-ish, or just so stuck in its like how stupid it was, or how like it had the premise and it wasn't going to move from it. It wasn't about anything else. It was like, we've got this premise, right, and we're going to rinse it for 4 movies. And you can put different little like detachable limbs on it to make the story a bit different. And this one's how it started, and this one's, or what if it was in a affluent neighborhood, or what if it was all this.
Yeah,
I liked it. It sort of reminded me of. It was almost like a cut
Back
like
Home.
Yeah. Yeah, but it sort of reminded me of like a cutscene from like a NES game, or like a game from the 90s or the 80s or something. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like, it was so cartoonishly, all the politicians were so cartoonishly evil, and like it was so obvious, like it didn't have any subtlety whatsoever. And I sort of liked that, because I think I liked that the jokes were just stupid jokes, instead of like like the sarcastic like Iron Man's sarcastic quips, like yeah, right. Do you know what I mean? Like just that sort of like, I liked that it was just bread and butter. You know what I mean? But I also think like the guy, obviously like purging is like, there's going to be some questions raised the day after. But if you're the guy wearing the gimp mask while you're purging, everyone's going to be like, okay, I know you like killed a few people yesterday, but why the fuck were you wearing a gimp mask? Like you're not going to be forgiven for that. That's just, you can wear all your Slipknot masks that you want, but as soon as you pull on that gimp mask, you're going to be the guy that's fucking made fun of the next day.
What kind of mask would you guys wear to a purge?
I'd wear your face.
That baby mask.
I hate that fucking mask.
Exactly.
So much.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
What the fuck is that? And I'd be fully bare bollock naked as well. Everyone's just like, what the fuck is this little fat baby just running at me? Just dingleberries just popping out, and they were like, just kill me already, please. I've seen enough. But like, I thought that like it would have been obviously like from like Purge 3, I think was like the crescendo of like the style of different masks and whatever like that while they were doing purging. And obviously in spoilers, the whole thing is a spoiler basically, but in the first one, in Purge the first, or whatever it is, the first Purge, the last one, they they're like, oh, it looks like everybody's starting to wear masks. Wow, why are they doing this? Oh, it's because there's still like an anonymity to it all. And I was like, that's cool. But then some of the masks, I was like, you guys have had long enough to fucking make this. I wish it had been like a little bit more like simple, and as bad as it was, even like the way that the TV series of Scream, it's like, well, we can't use the normal mask.
No, Adam, none of us know that except you.
Well,
they
had like a different mask, and it was like a little bit kind of like what we were used to, but also a lot more simpler, so that like when they eventually obviously in the future blah 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 or whatever, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
I reckon that that's a lucrative business opportunity. Like if it was happening in where was it happening? something. One of the islands.
New York.
Oh, Staten Island.
Staten Island, yeah. If you had like a mask shop in Staten Island, you'd be like fucking quids in. Let's have this every
You
year.
take like special orders, like you come in. Yeah, I'm looking for something in the GIMP style. I've sort of got a big head, and I'd also like the GIMP mask to have like a pacifier involved in it, if possible.
Like,
Yes,
and,
Mr. Soldato, we can have your order ready for next week.
But
lovely, thank you.
But the purge doesn't happen for another 6 months.
Rush delivery, please. So there you go. What was the actual last movie you saw, though, Blair?
It was
Take
actually. I think it was you mentioned it last podcast, Frank. But it was The Social Network. I watched that again.
Okay.
Just you mentioned that last time, or maybe it was just in life whenever we spoke face to face that you mentioned that. But
it's just a cool movie.
Yeah, it really is. I hadn't seen it in like quite a few years, and I remember really liking it. Turns out I do really like it. What are the chances? But
I like to pretend that I'm one of the people in the movie and that my life's so much better, but then I wake up and it isn't.
No, but this is the interesting thing that I was watching it and I realized that it's such an enjoyable movie, but none of the characters are even remotely likable. Like I didn't like
you don't root for anybody. Do you?
I didn't like any of them, but I was still really really enjoy. Like it's such a slick and well made movie, and like it pulls, like it doesn't dilly over too many. It doesn't dilly dally. I suppose you can't have dilly without the dally, can you? Sounds like something Jacob Rees-Mogg's grandfather used to tell him. No, nothing. Okay.
Yeah, no, I smirked, but I mean, it's just
that doesn't translate. Please laugh next time. But yeah, it was good. I liked it, and I fucking love the music. I've been listening to the soundtrack for like the past week as well. I think that's what really like ties it up in it. What was that? Was that the soundtrack?
Sometimes I always forget like how well the microphone on
an
the
elephant was in the
computer is.
room.
I was wiping my desk and it sort of went. Well, now it's not going to do it.
Oh, there you go.
It's probably not even being picked up by the mic, but it was a humorous sound if you didn't hear it at home. Great. You saw The Social Network.
Yep.
We saw The Purge.
I saw The Purge.
And you saw The Purge before it. Happy you got 2 films in again. Son of a bitch. Ugh. Anyway, that is what we last watched. I think the people at home should tell us what you last watched when you listen to this podcast. You could do that via the Twitter. Adam, what is the Twitter?
At Filmageddon Quiz.
Yay! Follow us, like us, love us. We will show up to your house with GIMP masks on if you do. If you've seen the first Purge, what kind of mask would you wear? Let us know on the Twitter. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. So that's what we last watched. Now, let's talk about the cinema news, the film news. What's been going on in the world of film that everybody already knows because the internet is quicker than our podcast ever could be. This isn't a live show. They all go to film websites every second of the day, so they're going to know all of this anyway. But let's each bring one bit of news to the table. Adam, starting with you.
Well, I saw that there is going to be that Warner Brothers are developing an animated film based on Toto the dog from Wizard of Oz, and it's going to be Toto is going to talk like in the new Detective Pikachu movie, and it's called Toto, the Doggone Amazing Story of the Wizard of Oz. Now, one question is why? I guess the idea is that it's all through Toto. The whole story of the Wizard of Oz. He's just left. He's just drove off. But the whole story of Wizard of Oz told through Toto's eyes. Now,
so I mean, he was just riding along in a basket for pretty much that whole film.
But he's going to talk in this one.
But he didn't talk in the film.
Isn't it just going to be like, I need a shit, feed me, I need a shit again.
Yeah. I'm going to hump your leg now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
God bless.
I mean, God bless, but it's just it's ridiculous. And then, like, you know, the other sort of little bit of news I saw, that I think it was today as of recording, which was, we recorded this. Let us, like the Wizard of Oz, pull back the curtain. We recorded this on Wednesday. That's who was it who installed a big Jeff Goldblum statue outside Tower Bridge.
Now TV did it.
Right, and I just thought, do you know what? Like, when I was I remember growing up, I'll just say growing up, everyone used to sort of, me and my friends would joke about, and I think everyone on the level joked about, when that scene in Jurassic Park where Jeff Goldblum's lying down, haha, isn't that funny? And I just think, like, I'm done with that. It's gone too far, and I feel like it's like, it just memed itself out of existence. It feels like some executive somewhere saw that and was like, wait, people like that scene. They were laughing about that scene. I guess it is kind of funny if you think about it. Yeah.
You hate fun, Adam.
No, I don't. I just feel that it's just like over the top and like, does anyone remember that? And it's, it's ridiculous. It's really annoying me. I can't remember what it is, but Luke always says that, like, there's a little bit where someone's like, did you know that blah 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 is this? And it's like, that's the joke the whole way through. Like, that scene is a joke, and it's a lighthearted, like, but because it's just a little lighthearted, and now it's like, right, Funko Pop, we're going to release this cool thing where, like, Jeff Goldblum's lying down, right, and now we're going to get a big thing, a big statue of him, because, why? Jurassic Park. And Jeff Goldblum, like we spoke about last week, he's obviously on the diddle somewhere along the lines. Yeah. And it just really annoyed me. Yeah. I'm only interested if it's if Now TV are going to make it into a Pokestop. That's my news I've got for you. Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
That's it. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sort of I'm sick of old Jeff Goldblum as well, if I'm honest. I don't know. Just, I think we spoke about it last week, like you said. I reckon he's a fucking fiddler. Got nothing to really back it up apart from intuition and just a general, opinion. So if he does end up being one, told you. But if he doesn't, I was only joking. Yeah, how about that? But
that
my bit of news today, on this date, the 18th of the 7th, is that Vin Diesel turned 20. Well, no, not 20. 51. That would be funny if he was 21. That would be very good. That would be. But he's not. He's 51. So Vin Diesel is 51. How the fuck is he 51?
He doesn't look a day over 54.
Oh. I mean, I think Pitbull is definitely the person who should. I think Vin Diesel is the person who should play Pitbull in a movie.
Yeah, but I think Vin Diesel's older than Pitbull.
I know, but like Mr. Worldwide can look any age. Maybe he can play like an aging Pitbull. Maybe there's sort of a comedy there where like maybe Pitbull's a band in Britain, and then it just so happens Pitbull's on
I think they are.
tour. Well, they might be. And basically, someone gets the wrong end of the stick, and they decide they need to kill Pitbull because he's a dangerous dog, and he's just like, I'm a singer, but we get Vin Diesel to play him. There's a story. Done. That's like $3 billion right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it. I mean, I'd help you make it as well. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
I'm only selling. It's story concept. I don't want to be involved in the writing of it. I don't want my name attached to it. I just want the money. Pitbull or Vin Diesel, happy birthday! But let's make this work. Do you have any news, Frank? Are you still there?
I don't know. To be honest, I sort of get. Ooh, I got a cough now. Yeah. Yeah, I always get worried with my news because you two, the sort of fun killers who hate everything that the populace does, and then I try to jump in and sort of I don't want to be the odd man out here, liking Jeff Goldblum statues and whatnot. It's just
say it.
It scares me. What if I'm going to say it and then all of a sudden it's going to be, oh, I can't believe they're doing this or that. It's worrisome, if I'm honest.
No, I mean, listen, anyone can like what they want. I don't care, but if you like it, then good for you.
No. I'm scared now, guys. This is why there's a class divide between Quizmaster and Quizlings. I get it.
Are you searching for news now?
Oh no, I had loads of news.
What's your
I had
news?
the Jeff Goldblum statue.
Okay.
I don't feel like sharing anymore. The Jeff Goldblum statue. I think if you guys want to go take some Instagram photos, maybe some Facebook posts, go on out to Tower Bridge, get a photo next to Now TV's Jeff Goldblum statue. Celebrate 25 years of Jurassic Park any way you please. It'll be a fun time. Your friends will like the posts on Instagram, unless your friends are Adam and Blair.
Wait, have you just been to take a photo of this thing?
I am planning to go. I'm planning to see it.
And you know what, Frank? I will love it. I will love that you love it. My problem is not with people liking it. My problem is that it's gone too far. But you know what? If you enjoy it and you want to take a photo, I will be queuing up. I'll queue up to like your photo, Frank. I want you to be happy.
I'm going to have to do it on my private account. I'm too self-conscious now. You guys have scared me. You scared me out of it.
What is this private account? Where can we get in contact with you?
It's private. It's for privacy.
Who do you?
Where I post most of my nudes.
Okay, so it's just full of nudes and pictures of you at landmarks. You think that both of us might go? Well, I wouldn't do that if it was me.
See, this is why this is why he likes Jeff Goldblum, because he acts like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
That's what Jeff Goldblum would say, that I have an Instagram. Oh, Instagram, yes, I do have one. I mean,
that's what
it's only for my nudes.
Last night I watched a Funny or Die cooking with Jeff Goldblum. That was quite good.
What did he cook?
He cooked egg on toast with Bryce Dallas Howard, and it didn't go well, guys.
Oh.
He dropped some eggs, and tell you what a world. Check out Funny or Die. It's this little known website. If you like a bit of Jeff Goldblum, you can check that out. And don't forget Now TV's Jeff Goldblum statue. No, I did have a bit of news which jumped out to me yesterday, and it's that they are going to be rebooting the animated show Rugrats.
Oh, yeah, I saw that as well, actually.
Yeah, but this is my news, so no, you didn't.
I mean, I saw it, but I didn't. No. You can tell us about it, though.
The Rugrats show is apparently coming back.
Yeah, it is. I saw that.
Nickelodeon. I hate everything. Now I hate the Jeff Goldblum statue too. You guys have successfully done it to me.
I want to hear all this Rugrats shit.
26 episodes Nickelodeon has ordered of a Rugrats reboot with the babies Tommy, Chucky, Phil, Lil, Susie, and Angelica, of course.
What about Dill?
You know what? It doesn't mention Dill. I'm sort of thinking, you know, I wish it was a continuation, but I think it might be a straight up like reimagining type thing. I hope it's not that. But beyond that news as well, it was announced at the same time that on top of that, they're making a Rugrats movie, which will be live action and CG mix.
God, no.
Jesus.
Just, okay, a Rugrats movie, you go, all right, cool, like a limited thing, probably get the same voice people back. E.G. Daly, I know, did. That's the only name I can know off by heart. She voiced Tommy Pickles, because she also sang, she's on the soundtrack to The Breakfast Club, I think.
Wow.
You know what? The fucking Rugrats movie where they go on a little adventure and shit, and like with like in the reptile car, great little thing. I love the Rugrats, but a new series reimagining, it's a bit annoying because I've already seen them grow up, and you can't go like, oh no, Dill didn't happen. I'm like, well, he did because I saw.
He was a mistake.
Maybe
I saw you, Tommy.
They got one of those late stage abortions.
What, like 5 years into
Jesus.
it?
Yeah.
And then
That's
like
a murder.
you know, I quite liked all grown up. You know what? Like I liked it. I watched it past the age I should have. But you know what? Just do Rugrats now, and they're grown up, and they're just like
just adults and they're raising their own kids.
Of course, let's do that. Let's go down that route. Don't try and feed me the same meal that I've just ate 10 years ago and go, does it taste good? I'm like, no, I preferred it when I was a kid. It's just, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm annoyed by that. But you know, it's not for me.
Who's going to play who?
In the live action?
They've not said. It's just announced.
Who do you think?
It's gonna be like Baby Geniuses. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah, let's cast a Rugrats movie.
So they have to be babies, or are they going to be grown-ups?
Well, no, we can just imagine that much like Look Who's Talking. Hopefully, maybe it'll just be babies with and they'll talk, and
the mouths
it'll be
move.
like celebrity voices,
Oh,
like that film Baby Geniuses.
Okay, so I mean, we either go down the route of we try and pick young actors because they can kind of do younger voices or whatever, or are we literally going to be like Look Who's Talking, where it's like, yeah, this little child, it's Bruce Willis, and you're like, okay, that's not really.
I think we could do whatever we want. I'm going Look Who's Talking.
Okay.
I want to cast these babies with some gutso. But you know what? I think Tommy Pickles.
Yeah.
Tommy Pickles should be Christian Bale.
Do you think he's got the comedy chops for stuff like with
he's got the smoldering intensity that I think the leader of the group requires in a live-action movie where the stakes are obviously going to be bigger. And he's obviously showed his humorous side in films like American Psycho. You know, he was doing a little jig and doing a dance, I think. And, you know, even though it'll just be his voice, he's gonna transform with the role.
Are you
as
his
he does.
agent? You did a good job here. You've sold him.
He's literally... He's willing to remove all his teeth, shave his head, and walk around in a nappy for the duration of the audio recording of his part. And he's going to do the mocap as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's my pick for Tommy.
Okay. I mean, I've got, I guess we're going to stick to the core, because if we start going into, Dill and fucking the one that, Chucky's dad married that woman, and they had, the little French girl...
yeah. Let's not go that deep.
Let's not go into that. Let's just keep to the core. I mean, you know, with Tommy, you need a sort of a strong Angelica. Now, Angelica's a bit of a brat.
Do you know? I think I've got I know the perfect Angelica.
Well, then go with it. I was honestly stalling for time. It was going to be Rihanna, if I'm honest. But
no, but in the same film, Mindy Kaling
as Angelica.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, and maybe we could get someone to voice. Who was the little doll that she used to have? Cindy.
Susie.
Cindy,
Christ.
Isn't it? Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Yeah, maybe she
Christ.
talks to Cynthia and she's gone fucked up. She's Cynthia starts responding. Maybe that.
Cynthia tells her to do things like burn things.
She's like, you need to kill Tommy.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, this is one of those weird videos that play on YouTube that everyone thinks is some sort of dark forces are behind. So maybe let's not go down the butcher and murdering route. Let's just do the voices.
The Elsa Gate.
Yeah, let's not.
I was at your house talking to you about it. Okay, so then if we've got Rihanna could just play Cynthia, whatever.
No.
Yeah, chuck her in. Let's just the cast of Ocean's 8 is going to jump in. Helena Bonham Carter is Chucky.
No, we need a good Chucky now.
Oh, couldn't it be Brad Dourif, the guy who voices Chucky in Child's Play?
Yeah, why not? At this point, why not? Who gives a shit? Yeah, sure, he's in it as well. The twins. Do we have anyone who's a brother and sister? Anyone in Hollywood a brother and sister? The Arquettes, fucking Patricia Arquette and David Arquette, Phil and Lil. Why not?
Yes, I like it. So Christian Bale, Brad Dourif. Is it Brad Dourif or I keep saying Dwarf? Whoever it was,
Dourif or something.
Wormtongue or something. Yeah, and the Arquettes and Mindy Kaling and Rihanna as the doll.
As the doll. Yeah.
Wait, Brianna or Rihanna?
Rihanna, not Brianna. That's from fucking Keaton and Kel.
And Keenan and Kel as Tommy's parents. Just to give it that Nickelodeon connection.
They just used the whole Nickelodeon cast. And fucking Susie is going to be voiced by Amanda Bynes. And you're like, wait, hang on. There was some sort of weird mixture. Okay.
The plot point involves Tommy's parents basically renewing their vows.
Ooh.
And their vows. It's
Their
not
vows.
a fucking spelling contest.
A-E-I-O-U.
Renewing their vows. And when they get finally at the end of it, and he's like, do you take this man to be your husband? I do. Ooh.
Jesus.
That's a deep cut for you Nickelodeon fans out there. All right, this is spun out into something amazing.
Before we go on, like, I just want to tell you that no matter what comes of this, a new series, a live action movie, I am telling you right now, there will be a scene where they're gonna have like an origin of how Tommy gets his screwdriver, because they can't just have something like that.
I bet he just finds it.
Nah. It's gonna be like Solo. They're gonna explain every single, and it'll be like there'll be a scene where fucking Stu and Dee Dee are looking at like a child gate, and they're like, I don't know, Stu. I think I prefer the fucking rhombus-looking ones. And like, oh, okay, no. I think just a nice square one. It's like, no. And then Granddad's there, played by fucking Raymond. I don't know, and whatever.
David
But they'll
Jason.
just have an origin of that screwdriver. I promise you.
I'm down for that. I we always wanted to know the origin of Tommy's screwdriver. So there you go. Rugrats, the show and the movie coming soon to a television and cinema near you. Anyway, that's it for the news portion of the show. And now we move on to another portion of the show. Do you know what portion that is, guys?
No.
I believe we spoke about it in a private matter. However, Frank, I believe that we were going to talk about the upcoming Comic Convention 2018, sponsored by
patent pending.
MasterCard.
Is it?
I don't know. I didn't know there was one until you said, let's talk about Comic-Con. And then now I found out that there was one. Or there is one. It's going to happen very soon.
It's happening. It starts tomorrow, which might be today or yesterday, depending on when this comes out. But yeah, Comic-Con 2018, which is obviously, something that I get very excited about because I'm a nerd like that. But there's going to be a lot of film news, a lot of TV news, all that sort of thing, video games. The whole sort of quote-unquote geek community is going to come together for the next sort of 3 or 4 days. There's going to be big panels where movie trailers are revealed and special announcements are made, no doubt. So I just thought, do you guys generally like keep up to track with that, or am I probably the only one that sort of is on the website seeing what goes on during Comic-Con?
Go on. Sorry, you go.
It'll come as no surprise that I do not. But I had a look once you mentioned it, and I will continue to not do that. No, I don't really. That sort of world never really interested me, because I'll watch, if the film comes out, I'll watch it. And like Black Panther, I didn't know really I didn't even know Black Panther was a thing. And then I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, that was cool. But I wasn't like, oh, can we for fucking... Was Aquaman in it? No, maybe not. Whatever. Yeah, maybe not my bag. What about you, Adam?
I think up until maybe a few weeks ago, I'd kind of really sort of distanced myself from it. I just really, even looking at like film news, I used to be very religiously like, I hit this site, and everything, but I've just kind of been a little bit disillusioned with it all. But you know what, like in the past few weeks, I've been sort of looking at stuff again, and it's interesting. I think this one's going to be a little bit interesting, given the, I don't know, like part of me's interested to see what these like, big stream ones like Amazon and Netflix do. But then part of me's also quite disinterested, because I feel like there's just so much. There's a race to just do so much that it kind of, desaturates my excitement for it. Like, it no longer feels like when I was a kid, you'd be like, if you're a kid and you're like, they're making a Spider-Man film, we were like, oh my God. Now it's like, yeah, of course they're making a Spider-Man film, but are they not going to make fucking a Morbius, the living vampire film? And you're like, wait, a film for a throwaway bad guy? So maybe it's been... I wait... I've not really looked at it much, but I wait to be excited. I wait to see something to go like, Oh, cool. And especially because afterwards, and there's all like the race to have like trailers, and there's crappy like trailers that are filmed like from some sort of shithole somewhere. I'm into that. It depending on what it is. But I think Frank, you were saying off microphone that apparently Marvel aren't really going to have a big representation there.
Yeah, I think they stopped doing it a couple of years ago. I mean, they still do stuff there, but because Disney does their own thing called D23 every year now, which is like, hey, here's all the shit that Disney's coming out with: Star Wars, Marvel, theme park stuff. All of it gets rolled into one massive convention that they do now. So Marvel tends to just throw some things like the TV series out there. I think they make a couple of little reveals. Like I think last year at Comic-Con they revealed like the little like statues of Thanos and his like 4 horsemen guys that he runs around with, and that was like a first look at like the maquettes they make. So people are like, oh wow, this is what they're going to look like. But they didn't go into more of it until they went to D23 and sort of explained what it was all about. There was like, and I was telling you how basically this year the rumor, or maybe what a lot of people think might happen, is at this Comic-Con they'll sort of reveal the name for the next Avengers movie, but that would be all. And then you probably at like D23, which is in, I don't know, a month or two after the fact, you'll see like a trailer potentially, or they'll show a trailer there that everyone on the internet's talking about, but no one will see until it's pirated. So yeah, it's the big companies like Disney, and there was a couple of other sort of big ones that generally skip it now because they can just generate their views and their business elsewhere. But you've got people like, I think Warner Brothers is all in on it to try to, I guess, make up for some of the shit they've put out recently.
Yeah.
So one of the big things this year, I guess, is going to be an Aquaman panel where they'll probably show a trailer because, like, it's apparently, like, it's no skin off of my ass, but, like, apparently it's been ages, or, like, they've not shown an Aquaman trailer, and the film comes out relatively soon, and everyone's like, oh, that's got to be bad news, right? So there'll be an Aquaman trailer. They're saying there might be a Wonder Woman 1984 trailer, because they just started filming that recently, and there'll probably be a Shazam trailer as well. So, like, I don't know why people would continuously get excited over DC movies, but if you're a fan of those, you probably have all those trailers to look forward to. I'm not going to be in on any of those, I don't think. So, but the big thing about Comic-Con is really, as you said, sort of like the trailers, but it's like surprise announcements, which, some years are better than others. And I know, Blair, you've not actually, you're not into that whole sort of thing, but Adam, you said you used to be a bit more. I mean, are there any sort of Comic-Con reveals? I could think of one that I would think would have been big for you back in the day, but any that sort of stand out as like a shocking thing that you saw on like a movie news website the next day, and we're like, I can't believe this is happening.
I don't know, actually. That's it. I not really thought about sort of Comic-Con's past. I think it's just because we sort of, I don't know, maybe it's just, I always feel like it's me, but then maybe it's a society thing where you just like, you're excited and then you see a trailer and you're like, oh yes, finally, there's a good copy online, great. And you watch it and you're like, that looks good. And then you just carry on with your day and you don't really think too much about it. What I'm sort of interested in, like, my two big things I've always loved, like the X-Men, and I guess even like stuff like Spider-Man I loved. I'm interested to see if Fox will do anything. Obviously the deal with sort of Disney is kind of on the horizon, and there's been delays with like releasing Dark Phoenix, delays and reshoots with the New Mutants. I'm interested to see if they'll do anything with it, and I think they're in, or if they'll have like any kind of trails, and I think they're in the same sort of boat as Sony are. Is that like, well, okay, if Marvel aren't gonna go, I guess we can all go and just show off our stuff, but then the Sony might be in a position where they can't really show anything, because I was reading I think Brian Michael Bendis said that he'd seen like plans for the whole like Spider-Verse, the series of films coming out. So I mentioned Morbius, and how there's a Silver and Black film coming out. And he said like, the people who grew up loving Spider-Man are now making the Spider-Man films, and believe me, what the plan I've seen, it's amazing. They're not making, it's really good, and it's the quote is saying they're not crappy, and I'm like, okay. And then, but apparently Jonathan Goldstein, who co-wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming, was talking about Marvel's movies being episodic, saying that like, you need to see that one to see the other. You need to see that one to see the other, blah, 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 and it builds it all up. And he's like, well, Sony's approach right now isn't really like that. It wants to be standalone. Everything's going to stand by itself, and it's going to be, you didn't have to have seen Spider-Man: Homecoming to know what's happening in Venom. And you go, okay, first off, that's all right. But if you're getting into, like, you don't have to see anything to do with Spider-Man to know about Morbius, but I don't know, it just comes across a bit like it feels like it's A, a harder sell, and B, you're saying like, the problem with Marvel movies, the problem with Marvel movies is that they make A, too much money, and everyone's built on excitement for it, and people have already set aside their time next year to watch a fucking Avengers film that they know nothing about, and Sony are like, yeah, don't really think that's a good way to go. I think we should do it our way. And you're like, your way stinks. So, I'm interested to see if they'll pull the plug this year, or pull the trigger on pull the plug on everything, really. But I'm interested to see if they'll pull the trigger on doing something, because if Venom doesn't do well, this might just set them back and be like, all right, fuck, we got to rethink this.
Okay, Venom.
But if if Venom does well, then they'll probably, okay, fuck it, we're going to make these films and stuff. But then, are they going to then announce something now before Venom's even out? Because that's the big tester. And then, of course, like I said with Fox, we've already seen we've seen a New Mutants trailer, and now it's just going to be a completely different film. Do they take a chance on having such a big audience viewing, critiquing, writing about that new trailer and how it relates to the last one, or do they just save like Dark Phoenix? I imagine will be the big thing for Fox, but it's interesting. It's like a chess game really with these like companies to see like they need attention, but then are they the ones? A lot of game companies do it, don't they? Like we've seen with like E3 and like they're not going to launch a fucking Xbox, new Nintendo console and a PlayStation on the exact same show. They're going to try. Each company's going to kind of like try and second guess what the other one's going to do. So I'm interested to see what the fuck happens.
I think if anything, like Sony will come out and really try to make a big deal out of, oh, hey, you guys liked that brief little snippet you saw of what Venom looked like in the last trailer. Here's a clip where it's him, like completely trying to avoid anything that has to do with like character development for Tom Hardy as a fake accent, but so they'll probably show some of that shit off and try to get that. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Fox stuff, because as you said, they're sort of reshooting like half of New Mutants based on like reception to a trailer, and they had to do all these reshoot. Like Fox's films have just basically they should be swept under the rug by now, because I mean they probably know behind closed doors, right, if that Disney deal is either going through or it's not. I think it's all said and done except for like recently, like one of the shareholders in Fox like put up a stink, but it's basically going to happen. So I would imagine not much in the sort of realm of developments, but then maybe at that D23 thing, like there's like one of those things where like not the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs, where it's like, oh, and one last thing, and then all of a sudden like a logo for like Fantastic Four comes up, or X-Men, and it's like we're making one of these, and like that'll be the the biggest news to hit the internet, even though it's like, well, we remember those other Fantastic Four movies and they were pretty bad, so you've got a lot to win us over for.
I mean, like, we sort of spoke about when the last Avengers film that we watched, when it were out in cinema, and it sort of ends on like, oh, he's fucking whatever his name is, Nick Fury is texting, using the beeper to get in contact with Captain Marvel, and I, had whipped myself up into thinking Avengers 4 is going to be Fantastic Four, and that the 4 is going to be the exact same. Oh my god, it's all that. And at the end, it's going to text, and it'll just say, like, the number 4 on it. Oh my god, yes. And then it was like, oh, it's Captain Marvel. And it's like, And I think a lot of all this E3 shit, D23, whatever, it kind of, there's no more surprise, and it's just like, because they can't afford that for a shareholder to like live on a surprise. They have to be like, no, this is what's going to happen on the slate. And you might get surprises inside the films, but you're not really surprised about the films coming out, which is kind of sad.
It's weird because, like,
go on, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, because especially in today's news everywhere of this, every second it's there, like, it's gotten to a point now, and I think it's like the last few of these Comic-Con things, besides like the Marvel thing, because it's its own like enclosed bubble that it can do whatever it wants. Like Comic-Con, you tend to know fairly well what's going to happen. Like there aren't any massive surprises. Like there might be surprises in footage that they show from movies that are announced, or a trailer for a movie that's announced might come up. Like I think a few years ago they showed the Guardians of the Galaxy, like a trailer for that, only like 3 weeks after it started filming. And, everyone went crazy for that. But like back in the day, I just take you back into a time capsule, Adam. It's 2008.
What about me?
And, no, Blair, you don't like this stuff.
So where do I go? Do I stay in this time period?
You stay in this time. We'll
Can I go to the
right
future?
Back. Yeah, but don't tell us what they do at Comic-Con, because
okay,
I want to be surprised.
All right.
You're at a Disney panel for some reason for the Race to Witch Mountain. I don't know why you'd be sitting at that panel, but at the end of the panel, the screen goes dark. The Rock's there, he leaves, and all of a sudden another trailer starts for a film that nobody knew was being made, and it's the Tron Legacy trailer that was actually just made. Like they didn't even like say the film was being made. No one knew anything, and then all of a sudden the trailer comes up where it's like, here's young Jeff Bridges, here's old Jeff Bridges, here's the fucking light cycles, and you're just like, I have to clean my pants right now, because
I mean, Frank, you're talking to the guy who once entered a competition on the Disney's website and got 2 tickets I thought was to go watch Tron Legacy, and we went to the IMAX in Waterloo and got there, and you arrive and they're like, here's a free T-shirt, here's a free bag, and everything else. Like, fucking, I'm in here. Me and my friend Carl were there, and we went in and we sat down, you put on your fucking specs, and you're like, holy shit, this screen's massive. And they showed the trailer for Tron Legacy, and then I left, and that was it. And I was like, no, fuck, I booked 3 hours of my day here just to do this. So would I have been excited at that moment? I can tell you that in 2008 I was definitely excited, because I then went on and tried to get these tickets. But does that exist still in the world? In the world of just like Disney is so fucking like adamant to be like, it's the magic of cinema, and then you're like, okay, well, don't tell me about what the trick's gonna be like. And after this, I will be able to read your card. Now, of course, due to our shareholders, I must tell you that I have predetermined that you will pick the 7th card. Yeah. So, but let me just entertain you, and you're like, well, no, you can enjoy the trick. Well, not if you tell me it's coming up and what's going to happen with it. So yeah, I wish I could go back in time to 2008 sometimes, if only to off myself to save myself from this dark future I live in.
After you've seen Tron Legacy, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed that film.
Maybe, you never know, maybe this is the year that they're like, hey, we've said we're not making a third one, but here we're going to do this trick again, and everyone's going to love it. Here's Tron 3. I would love it.
I'm buzzed off Tron 3, but it ain't happening.
It's very disappointing. But yeah, there's going to be stuff to look forward to, all sorts of reveals from it. Hopefully, what I'm looking forward to is a trailer for the new Godzilla movie, which is rumored to be there. So that'll be good for me. As bored as I was with the first one, I did drink a lot, and then I fell asleep in the film, which isn't exactly a new trick of mine. But this one has him fighting other monsters, hopefully, and actually being on the screen, as opposed to Gareth Edwards being like, we're gonna hide him. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That and any sort of surprises, like, which there won't be. Maybe a Hellboy trailer. I'd like to see that as well.
Oh, that's a good show.
I think that there's a good chance of that, because they finished filming it about a couple of months ago, and it doesn't even come out until the end of next year. So don't know what they're waiting for, but hopefully a trailer for that. And I don't know.
And the best thing about all of these like not conventions, all of these like talks or panel talks that we all watch. I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, just sad enough as well. You're looking at this kind of stuff, and the best thing is that there's not going to be like a real horrible surprise that when you sometimes click a panel and you're like, oh, there's Chris Hardwick. He won't be there, so that's even better. What a perfect world.
That's true. Actually, now that would actually be the worst surprise. That's a Comic-Con surprise. Like, well, you remember how we said we banned him? Well, here he is.
He's back, ladies. Hide. And
he's a new zombie in The Walking Dead.
Oh, if only.
Yeah. When I googled Comic-Con prior to this, a lot of Walking Dead stuff came up, so I immediately lost interest.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like Game of Thrones aren't going to be there, and then there's no Westworld thing, and then I think with Walking Dead, I mean the show is it's dead on its fucking feet. The fact that like everyone's left or been killed off and stuff, so it's just like, here's the people who still wanted some TV money. So yeah, it's gonna be.
Hey, we're bringing Shane back.
Why? Who cares? You'll watch it anyway. The president is a duck.
Who cares? You're fucking stupid. So I'm looking forward to that. We're looking forward to it at different degrees, from high to not really to doesn't give a shit.
Which one am I? I'd quite like to see a new the stuff about Predator.
Chris Hardwick's not going to be there.
Also,
can you insert a rim shot, please?
No,
that's what he said.
I'll try. And a second one.
Do you think anything of you see Duncan Jones's new film is going to be Rogue Trooper? Do you think any of that would be, or will that not be Comic-Con?
No, that's something that could be there. Like, he could have a little talk, but I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not really excited because I don't know the source material, but I know it's a blue person, so there's that. But yeah, he could show up and talk and show like some concept art or something. That's probably within the realm of possibility.
All right, well then I'm looking forward to that.
There you go.
There we go.
Because you liked the last one so much.
What, mute?
Yeah.
I wish I could mute it and not watch it.
Oh, but
actually, truly, that is the hottest take of all.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've skipped ahead now.
Oh, right. Shall we, now that he's let the cat out of the bag, shall we just get into it?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's your favorite time of the Filmageddon podcast. It goes back as far as last week, the long-standing segment known as Hot Takes. That was a sizzle. Right, so as we said last week, this is the time in the show where each of us gives a hot take. Doesn't have to be in the world of films, of course. Can be anything and anything that's in our minds. So, guys, it's been a little over a week. What are your hot takes?
Well, I went first last week, and I kind of blew the lid on everyone's hot takes. So I'd like to sit back, if I'm honest, and I'd like to go last this time, or even second to last. I don't want to go first. I don't want to burn too quickly.
Okay. I've got one, and I don't know. This is gonna go down like a lead balloon, but I would probably rather watch any of the Purge films again rather than watch The Last Jedi again.
Oh, the hottest take of them all.
That is hot.
What makes you say
Hot.
that? Why?
Well, because The Purge is dumb, right? And everyone knows it's dumb. You go in and you watch it, and it's only an hour and a half. It's not 4 hours long or whatever, and it doesn't try to the entire time I was watching The Last Jedi, I was trying to convince myself that I was liking it, just because I was like, oh, I know these guys, and some of it was filmed in Ireland, and it just the expectation and all of that just completely made it fall flat, and I have such a weird feeling towards it now, where I feel like, it just shouldn't have. I don't think it should have been. I don't know. It could have been. Well, obviously, it could have been better, but I just didn't enjoy it. I don't think I enjoyed it at all. But with The Purge, I at least have the baseline of expectation is so low, I can just like watch it and be like, yeah, they are funny masks, and yeah, imagine you did go and kill people. That's cool. Oh, look, Frank Grillo's there. I wonder how old he is. 60? No way. He's not 60. I think he's 70. But it's just, I think, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Any of the Purge probably the same with a lot of those like films like that are built on some stupid idea, like Saw. Probably watch any of the Saw films instead of The Last Jedi. And there's 9 of them, maybe 10.
What film would you rather watch The Last Jedi than watch?
I'd rather watch The Last Jedi than Ready Player One. I'd rather watch The Last Jedi than Annie Hall. I'd definitely run it. Any Woody Allen film, I'd rather watch The Last Jedi rather than any Woody Allen film.
Okay, I mean that is a hot take.
Yeah,
that's
about
spicy.
4. That's about 4 hot takes. So make of that what you will.
It's very hot. It's very hot indeed. Adam, I'll let you go. I'll let you go last because my hot take's not really that good anyway. But I was trying to go outside the world of film and cinema because it's sort of the one time of the podcast we get to do that. But I think I'm going to keep it inside this and just say I just couldn't give a shit about a Uncharted fan film with Nathan Fillion.
Oh god.
Like I played the Uncharted games and really enjoyed them. I like Nathan Fillion, he's charismatic, he's funny, blah 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 blah. But I can't stand this like circle jerk of online like fans who since the first Uncharted game is like,
oh, he's Nathan Fillion. If they were to ever make a film, we should do it with Nathan Fillion. And oh my god, a fan film's out now. This is so perfect. Sony, are you listening?
It's like, just shut up. Like for the people that enjoy it, like fine, enjoy it, but like it's Sony's gonna do whatever they want to do. They're supposedly doing an Uncharted film with Tom Holland, and it's gonna probably be like that new Tomb Raider film, basically. But who gives a shit? Like the games are basically like films themselves, and you can watch all the cutscenes put together online as films. And there you go. Like the guy who voices Nathan Drake and everything, he's Nathan Drake, not fucking Nathan Fillion.
But as well,
I mean, they're both Nathan. So
I think Nathan Fillion falls into he's in that really annoying category where I don't like him because not because of who he is or what, like how good he was as an actor or anything, but because of the Firefly. Like every time you ever get into any conversation remotely about sci-fi and things, like, oh my god, Firefly should have got another series, oh my god, and you're like, Jesus, we just shut up again. It's been like fucking, I don't know, 15
there's
years.
Another hot take of mine. I don't like Firefly, so fuck Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, I actually, there's a good hot take, because I didn't mind it. I quite liked Firefly, but it was a long time ago I watched it.
I tried to get into it. I watched it, and I didn't think the mix of the old West and sci-fi thing worked in the same way that it, sort of did for something like a Cowboy Bebop.
Or Westworld.
Or a Westworld, but there's no spaceships in that. I do like Nathan Fillion, though. Like, things like Slither and I guess that's... Oh, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, of course.
Yes, exactly. That's his best
He was-
role.
That's it. He should have stopped after that.
Like, instead of
So-
eating all those bread rolls. Do you know that, like, when he was filming Castle, I think they had a thing in his contract where it's like, you can't put on as much weight as you did last season. Otherwise, your contract goes down or something, or like your payment goes down. And he broke the contract because he just got so fat.
Good
So
lad.
how the fuck are they going to do? We're going to do an Uncharted film. He sat down during all of it. Like, it's
And when he jumps out a window, you can, for some reason, not see his face.
That's Tom Holland from the back. And then it's just like this fucking dad body. Who's just like, not even dad body, a dead body, basically.
So there you go. That's my hot take.
Oh.
Adam, we're on to you. The final hot take of the evening.
Oh, God. I mean, I did. To be honest, I didn't really have one. I just didn't want to say anything, and because last week I felt like I just took the wind out of your sails, and then we ended up you endorsing like one of the worst people in this country for.
It's because we're all so similar that of course we're always going to cross over.
It's true. I don't know, like this whole thing about I've been like looking about like Comic-Con and stuff, and with the talking about like Amazon, Netflix, and everything like that releasing all this shit, and we spoke about how having Disney, maybe releasing more of Disney, Marvel release more information about the TV work. So you've got whatever her name is, and who's the one? Jessica Jones.
Okay,
and then you've got whatever Iron Fist and Daredevil and Luke Cage and the Defenders and Punisher and now and what it used to be the fucking the Moon People, whatever they're called. And do you know what I mean? Like, okay, so that's 7 that I know basically, and it's like we're gonna announce another one, and it'll be on Netflix, and it's gonna be and also on Disney own brand thing. And my hot take is this: like, I spend from 9:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening watching television, right? How the hell do you get home and watch all of this? Like, I want to know someone what the motives were behind somebody who watched all of these Disney things, because they're not good. They're not good. There's better out there for you, and you can't. And I understand working hard and then watching trash. I watched the fucking finale of Jersey Shore Family Vacation the other day, and I loved it. Right, I loved the entire new series. They're back, and they even got Angelina back. The Staten Island dump, great. And I even understand watching Love Island. I understand watching
Long
football.
Island.
Long Island, of course. I understand watching crap. I don't get, like, you can't tell me that Jessica Jones was good. You can't tell me that fucking Daredevil didn't run out of steam, that Punisher was good, because it wasn't. It was boring from what I saw. Maybe it got better after 3 episodes, which it shouldn't, because I'm watching telly all day. Don't tell me that, oh no, that's a good show. I'm like, well, no, dude, I think I know by now after doing it like 100 episodes a week. I want to know who the fuck has the time and the effort to watch this crap all the time. And my hot take is, if you are that person, please get in contact. I want to know what I can do to not be like you.
Maybe we should invite... So if you've watched every episode of every Marvel series, television series, I'm even going to include Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in there. You have to have watched every episode of all the Netflix ones, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and, the Moon People one. If you've watched all that, get in touch with us, either on Twitter, Filmageddon Quiz, or... at our Gmail account, filmageddonfilmquiz@gmail.com. Let us know, and maybe we could have you a guest on the podcast once and find out why.
Or alternatively, you could get in contact with the police and hand yourself in.
Yes, you deviant.
Because you're a fucking psychopath.
And if you're a listener to the podcast, we love you, and we will help you.
I won't.
No, you won't. But you're evil. You see, you're evil.
Who knows what you'll do to them?
you'll do things. Anyway, there you go. Hot takes for another week here in the Filmageddon podcast. Guys, I think it's go home time. It's wrapping it up time. That's what time it is. Any last words, I guess, until the next time we speak?
Elon Musk's dad was 72 when he impregnated his 30-year-old stepdaughter. So there we go.
It all
makes you think, don't it?
So much sense.
And that's why you don't watch Woody Allen films.
There we go. Yeah, I knew it.
What a bombshell of a note to end it on. So, Adam, where can people find you in tweets such as that?
Dead Artists on Twitter and everything else, including Pokemon Go. I could even include our Pokemon Go friend codes in the description on this episode. So if you guys want to get involved, send us some gifts. The boys are back. Frank never left, but the other two are back involved now. That's what you can find.
I've got another hot take for fair weather fans of Pokemon Go, but I'll save that for a private chat. Blair, you are unreachable via social media, of course.
Yep.
And but if you were reachable, where would they reach you?
At Elon Musk. No, I'm only joking. At Blair Tracy, BlairTreacy. No,
it is.
No, it's not.
No, that's your real name. You know his name. That's his secret account. That's his personal account where he says all the real stuff, the too real stuff.
Blair versus Shark on Twitter.
There you go. Blair versus Shark on Twitter. I can be found at Sinatra the Tank. And as we said, you can find Filmageddon as a whole at Filmageddon Quiz, where we will... it's going to keep seeing more updates as time goes by, I would imagine. And the podcasts keep coming out, and, who knows, maybe some video sooner rather than later. Oh. And there's always that mythical light at the end of the tunnel of a film quiz.
Sure.
We're still dangling that carrot. It's there. The carrot might be starting to rot, but it's a carrot nonetheless. So guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for the chat, and we'll talk again next week. And hey, we could talk about all those crazy reveals from Comic-Con. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah.